Welcome everyone to the Insurance Perspectives podcast. I'm excited to be joined today by Ashley Winebrenner, insurance agent at Dwyer Insurance Agency, based out of London, Ohio. This is the final episode of our series recorded at the 2026 HawkSoft User Group National Convention in Arlington, Texas. We hope you enjoyed the discussion today, and be sure to follow the podcast on Apple, Spotify, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. Ashley Winebrenner is a third-generation insurance professional at Dwyer Insurance Agency, where she is dedicated to delivering exceptional service to individuals and businesses. Ashley is committed to advancing her insurance industry expertise through the ongoing industry education, including being an inaugural member of the HawkSoft User Group's Taking Flight program, class of 2027. Ashley, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Really excited to get to know you a little bit, find out about your background and just how you found your way into this space. So let's start there. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Ashley and how you found your way into this industry?
Like you said, I'm a third generation agent at our agency. It was started by my great grandpa in 1931. My dad joined in the 70s, and then I came along in 2012. I graduated from high school and sat down with my dad and said, what should I do? Can I join the agency? And he said, no. He said, you need to go to college, figure out your life. And he told my brother and my sister the same thing. No, you're not coming here. You go to college, you figure it out. And I'm so thankful that he did, because I did not pick insurance as my major. Yeah. And I went on to work for a company, actually a CRM system company, and traveled all over the world, and then met my husband and didn't want to travel anymore. So I found a different company. My grandpa got sick in 2009, and the company I had just moved to, they put me in an interior cubicle of a building. And I thought, I can't do this forever. What am I actually doing? I'm not making a difference anywhere. I'm just sitting in a cubicle. And so when my grandpa got sick, lots of my aunts, so I'm from a huge family. My dad is one of 7 brothers. So I had multiple aunts and cousins that were nurses. And I thought, that's what I want to do. I want to take care of people. I want to make a difference. And so thankfully, I was laid off in 2008 from that company. And my husband said, I was devastated. I cannot believe I was laid off. My world is over. And he said, this is an opportunity for you to do what you want to do. So I went to nursing school, and I had my first daughter, and I was going to a small private nursing school, worked through that. And then I got pregnant with my second daughter. And they said, and I asked for a leave of absence. My husband's a police officer and his shift was changing. And I asked for leave of absence from school so I could have my second daughter, and they said no. And I said, okay, so I guess I'm not gonna be a nurse, okay? And then my dad was actually running for office in our small town, and my family's really big. We have lots of family rentals, and he said, I need somebody in the office that can take cash. I need somebody I can trust. My secretary's leaving, I need somebody who can help, just part-time. And I thought, okay, well, till I figure out what I'm gonna do, and I'll have my second baby, I'll just be in the office, taking cash, answering the phones, and I never left. So it was kind of a couple of years in that kind of role where I was like, this still seems temporary. What am I doing with my life? And then it was kind of an aha moment, I'm actually making a difference. I'm actually helping people. I'm actually doing what my goal was. It just didn't look like what I wanted it to look like at all. So I stumbled into it to help my dad out, and I couldn't be happier. It's like my destiny was paved before I knew it, and I'm here.
What was intriguing to you at that time? First of all, most people don't ask to get in, and especially at that age. Yeah. But when they get in, there's an interest level that you didn't know existed before. Yeah. What were the things that kind of drew you in? Like
I said, from a big family, all uncles. The building that our agency is in is a family office building. So my uncle was a realtor there. My grandpa was an attorney there. My other uncle was an attorney there. My dad was an insurance agent. It was a very male-dominated professional building. The girls didn't go, the women didn't go. That's what it was. So growing up, I didn't really know what my dad did. He picked us up from school, but I don't know, he wore a suit to work, and I didn't know anything. So So even as a 20-something, I was like, I don't really know what he does. And so I just, I was sitting in the front, and I think like what piqued my interest and kind of just like kept me there were like the people who would come in and just like looking for advice and looking for help and that kind of stuff. And I think I realized, like, even though my dad is like professional and I don't know what the right word is, like he was caring and empathetic, and I didn't really ever get to see him in a professional role until I started working with him, and I was like, oh, you are nice. Oh, you do care. Oh, okay, now I see it. And so I guess that was it. And then just slowly building the relationships with our clients that came in the door just as a friendly face, and it was just comforting.
Talk a little bit about the makeup of your agency in terms of business. Are you guys mainly personal lines focused? You business? What do you guys focus on?
Yeah, we're mostly personal lines, a little bit of commercial, some farm, but mostly personal.
Okay. And so you've been with the agency how long now?
14 years.
14 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, have you identified things, or even in the past, that you have changed or would like to change, maybe technology or things like that?
So HawkSoft was a huge jump. And so when I came in, now I will say this, we are still a paper agency. My dad still uses paper and I use HawkSoft, and that has just been my we're both bullheaded, so I'm not going to give the fight up. But HawkSoft was a big help. I had my 5th child, and I said, I have to be able to work on the fly. I have to be able to pull something up if I'm gone somewhere. We just have to be more adaptable. And so HawkSoft gave me that opportunity to be able to go on vacation but still provide service to our clients, which is just something I'm so passionate about.
Yeah. What made you choose HawkSoft?
Linda from the sales team called, and I don't know if I met her. I don't know where I met her, but I know she called a couple of times, but she talked to my dad, and that's how she got in the door. And she was kind of able to talk to me and to him about what it could do, and just like how it could be helpful for him, who's maybe was set in his ways, but how it could also work for me.
Did you have a management system previous to that?
We did not.
Oh, okay.
We did not.
I think it's so interesting, the family dynamic and working with family. So you made reference to that you learned some things about your dad that, in a professional light. What's that experience been like working with your dad?
The first couple of years, there were just lots of growing pains. Like, I'd never seen my dad in a professional role, and he had never seen me in a professional role. And, and I came in working for a CRM system for 2.5 years. I thought, I know exactly what this agency needs. It needs a CRM. And he said, hold up, you're not doing anything. And so slowly over time, I've been able to make some changes, but keep his systems in place because, well, he threatens that he's going to retire if I change too much. So that's ultimately why I don't. But, the first couple of years were a little bit just trying to figure out roles and kind of what's expected. But now I couldn't imagine working with coworkers. I couldn't imagine working with any other coworker other than my dad. We just are a seamless team, and we play good cop, bad cop. I'm the good cop, he's the bad cop. So if angry people call, I'm like, give me a second. Maybe talk to Bill.
It sounds like it's really enhanced your relationship.
Yeah, it really has. It really has. It's fun. If you would have told me when I was a 16-year-old kid in high school that I would be working with my dad at the agency, living in my grandparents' old house, everybody would have said, you're full of it.
If someone would have said, this is what you're going to be doing when you were 16, you're being like, oh,
yeah,
well, my life's over.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about how your role has changed from when you came in and what your kind of responsibility level.
Yeah, so since there's only 2 of us, we both wear all the hats. But because there's so many digital aspects to it now, anytime, bill pay or bill pay is a big one. And my dad's like, oh, hold on, let me have you talk to Ashley. Or EFT changes, that kind of stuff, But I didn't get licensed right away. And then I just had my P&C license. I just got my life license a couple of years ago now, I think 2. But slowly I've just been taking on more responsibility, and I think it's because he drilled it into me how to do it, and now he trusts me a little bit. but I'm still a kid, in his mind. So that's an obstacle. But yeah, I've slowly been taking on more responsibilities, and as I see things that could be done differently, talking to him about that and trying to change it. Some he's good with and some he's not good with, but
What sorts of things would you like to change and implement?
I would love to get rid of the paper. The things that are coming down the pipeline with HawkSoft are going to make it even easier for me to go fully paperless. And I think had my dad not sat in on all of the development and the setting up of HawkSoft, he might be more apt to use it, because that was a very overwhelming process. Picking everything that needed to go in all those drop downs was a lot for him, and I should have seen that, but I didn't. And he sat through all of those, and he hated every minute of it. But Linda was fantastic and talking him off the ledge all of the time. But yeah, I mean, ideally, I would like to see him in there more too. But
you made reference to him retiring,
Yep.
and he'll eventually do that.
Yep.
And then you're running the show.
Yeah.
What are your
It's a little
initial
scary.
thoughts
It's a
of
little scary.
Ashley running the show?
I don't know. It depends on the day.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think legacy is super important to me. And so when my dad said no to all of us, we thought, like, this family business is going to die. And what is going to happen? Like, air quote, the office is where, like, the hub of my family works, lives, like all of that. And, like, what's going to happen to it? And actually, my uncle, that was the attorney, became a judge, so he left. And then my grandpa passed away. And then my uncle, that's a realtor, semi-retired and left. So now it's just us. And so I didn't just feel the pressure of the legacy of the business, but I also felt the legacy of the family building. So sink or swim, I got to figure it out. But, and when I say he's going to retire, he's going to retire and still come in every single day and still put his input in every single place. But he won't fully ever retire.
So he's really hanging on to the reins.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
yes, some days he's ready to throw them all to
Yeah.
me, and then some days he wants them all back. So
Yeah. This is why I think this is such a good transition, that you're involved in this Taking Flight program with HUG. So first, why don't you tell us a little bit about what this program is?
I saw that it was for new agents or new agent owners or multi-generational ones. So I applied right away because I thought if I could, I went to the HUG conference in California, and there were so many people and there was so much information, and I was just trying to drink it all in and, write it all down. But then when I left, I thought, I don't have anybody to ask. Like, I could call HawkSoft customer service, but like, because by then I was a single user agency, and I'm like, I don't know what I don't know. Am I doing this right? Am I not doing this right? I don't know. So when I saw this program, I thought, I'm going to apply and see if I get in, and was super excited to find out that I got in. And their whole goal was to create mentorships and to set those small environments to connect us with somebody who was either in our shoes or somebody who was in our shoes, to just give us guidance and advice. And spot on, they did it.
Yeah.
They did it.
I love this so much because you have a group that you're growing with, that you
Yeah.
can lean on.
Yep.
That especially if it's a group that's evolving into agency ownership, because it's so different than working in an agency, being a producer, and then being the agency owner. You don't necessarily think that it is, but then all of a sudden you're making all the decisions.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to do that before. And so to have a group that you're growing with and being able to lean on, being just a business owner in general, it can be kind of a lonely place.
Yeah.
When you don't have somewhere to lean on.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you feel like you're on an island.
Yeah.
So with a group like this and a course, I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I do too.
And I so wish that I had something like this.
Yeah. We started we asked for a group text or group messaging, something, because we're all over the country. But just to be like, hey, we're thinking about doing this. What do you think? And then it's going to be not just us that are in it, but also the mentors are going to be in the program too. So just to be able to, like, my dad's driving me crazy. How do I deal with this? Or like, we did this and he's back. How do I sell this to him? Something like that. That I know from the conference, I think will be.
That are in your shoes, that are collaborating. It sounds like there is many that are in a generational family.
Yes, there are.
I mean, so how
there
huge
are.
is that?
Yeah, yeah. And so we talked about it at dinner last night. I said one of the questions is going to be, how do you work with your with your family? And they went, ooh. How are you going to answer that one? With love, with love. You know, it was hard, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I think working with your parents as an adult is something so few get to experience. You know, when you turn 18 and you leave the house, you come back a changed human forever. And I just don't think that you're ever as close to your parents as you are when you're a child, you know. And for me to get that opportunity to have, you know, I spend more time with my dad than I do my husband. And I spend, you know, and we live next door to each other. So we really do. And so it's a really awesome experience. But then to go to the Taking Flight program and hearing that they also work with their moms and their dads and their brothers and their sisters, I'm like, I'm not alone.
That's right. This
is so great. I love this. Now, how do you deal with it when they're, you know, in different situations? So I just love that I'll be able to reach out to them. And my mentor is an hour from me in Ohio. And that I thought I could drive to his office and say, what am I doing wrong? You know, or I don't know what I don't know. So we get to meet a couple of times through the year, and I'm excited to hear those, you know, to really dive into HawkSoft and how we can make it better and help us grow and show, you know, reports. I don't do very many reports because we get reports from the carriers that my dad's seen for 30 plus years and he's okay with those. But I thought, well, what else should we, you know, what else do you want to know? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, I'm going to figure out what you want to know.
Yeah, just being in a group like this is just going to speed up your process.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to introduce you to other things that are out there and better ways to do business and stuff that you can't do it all on your own.
And I don't know what I don't know.
That's
and,
right.
you know
the questions to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it sounds like it's been a great experience so far.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
With you. What advice would you have for other agents that are considering entering this program?
Apply. Do it. It's good. Yeah. Come to the HUG conferences. Come to the regional conferences. Apply to those, because you're not going to lose anything. You know, that's all of the information I heard today was so valuable, and getting those connections made it's going to help me not just throughout this year during the program, but my whole career.
Has there been any sessions that have really resonated with you, like this really hit close to home? This is so helpful.
The last session was shiny objects. You know, we're inundated with technology and vendors and, you know, all of these add-ons, and it's like, yes, 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 yes. But he said, stop. What's the problem you're trying to solve? Find that first, and then implement a tool that's going to solve that problem. Don't just get all the tools. Find the problem first. Yeah. So that one was good, because I do feel like I'm like, oh, that one would work. Oh, that one would work. Wait, what about this one? And stop, pause, think, you know.
And someone made reference to that particular session earlier, because we all do that. We go to these conferences and we see these tools and see the demos.
Yeah.
And the demo is always different from when we purchase it.
Yeah.
And but we see how helpful it is and what it can change. And it's easy to get wrapped up in it. And before you know it, I might have 9 programs and I didn't do a deep dive in any of them.
And you still have the problem,
so
or new problems.
I've been very, very smart for them to have this.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us today.
This was fun.
Yeah, good. We really appreciate it. Everyone else, thank you for listening to today's podcast. For the best way to contact today's guest, click the episode description below. We appreciate you listening and hope you join us next time on the Insurance Perspectives Podcast.